It's been almost 5 years since the release of The Last Jedi, but it looks like Lucasfilm still has the same exact playbook. But I don't think anybody thought they'd be using it this way for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I don't think anyone could really have predicted that we would get Last Jedi vibes from the way that Lucasfilm and the Access Media is trying to defend and deflect any and all criticism over this show. And it's very clear from this said playbook that Disney knew it was going to be divisive in the beginning. They knew that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, a series which has way more problems than just focused on Moses Ingram's Reva, when you're talking about writing, when you're talking about acting, when you're talking about editing, when you're talking about the action sequences, when you're talking about a plot that seems to drag along at times and be completely nonsensical like a child wrote this. All of these are things that are being mentioned when people are criticizing this series, yet Lucasfilm from the very beginning tried to gaslight everyone and say that if you criticize this, it's because you're a racist. This is a great article on the Federalist the other day. Disney relies on media echo chamber and cries of racism to boost Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And that's exactly what we saw from the beginning. A week before it came out, on the press tour, Moses Ingram talked about how Lucasfilm already warned her that there'd be racist backlash for her as her character. Why is that the case? Did they say that about Giancarlo Esposito? Was he subject of racist backlash? I don't think so. Shockingly, I don't remember that being the case. What about Rosario Dawson? Was she the subject of racist backlash, or was it freaks with pronouns in their bios who were trying to cancel her on Twitter and accuse her of being a transphobe? It's almost like the vast majority of criticism isn't focused on a person's skin color, but instead is focused on the character itself, which is what this was. But that didn't stop the mainstream media from all of these headlines. Star Wars stands with Obi-Wan Kenobi's Moses Ingram amid racist fan backlash. You got NPR. Racist Star Wars fans aren't new. Why doesn't Disney do more to protect its actors? And that's what now everyone has been talking about. But not only is the mainstream media hopping completely on board with the Disney Star Wars narrative, but also we have people that work at Lucasfilm coming out and trying to deflect, trying to lie about what people are saying about this show because they know they need to protect it. Star Wars Story Group member attempts to justify Obi-Wan Kenobi not knowing Darth Vader's alive in Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus show, accuses critics of lying. And now this is going back to Mr. Pablo Hidalgo himself, who has come out of the woodwork and is tweeting a lot during this Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Seen a lot of people lying about a story, re Obi-Wan knowing that Vader was alive, and turning it into a story about Obi-Wan knowing that Anakin was Vader. Who knows why? Impossible to say, and then puts money signs in parentheses. This is, of course, directed at this Bounding into Comics article and a lot of videos from YouTubers that were made about this. Obi-Wan Kenobi writer appears to be oblivious of Revenge of the Sith, has no clue that Obi-Wan knew Anakin was Darth Vader. This is not misstruing anything. This is taking a direct quote, Pablo. This is not people making this up. This is not people spinning something. This is a direct quote from the writer himself in this rap article, how Obi-Wan Kenobi justified Obi-Wan not knowing Anakin was alive. Although that is the subject of this interview, if you actually read the details, look at what this writer says. That was actually not something I pitched originally. Harold told the rap. That was something I discovered along the way and sort of had to confirm with Pablo Hidalgo and really think. Here's a quote from him. Hold on a second. What does he actually know? Meaning Obi-Wan. Does he know the moniker Vader? What would that mean? Can he associate the two? That is saying, does he know that Anakin is Darth Vader? This is coming from someone who's writing this series. This is coming from someone who's writing a Star Wars series that apparently missed an entire section of Revenge of the Sith. So this right here from Pablo is spin. Now, maybe he just read the headlines. Maybe he didn't read the article. I wouldn't put it past him. But again, so many people in the replies, I mean, even this guy, right, is saying the same thing. Bounding into Comics referencing this scene and trying to make the case that Kenobi didn't know Anakin is Vader, but Reva's only telling him part 2 that he's still alive. Again, misstruing what this is actually talking about. This is taking a fucking exact quote from the writer, mentioning that he had to ask if Obi-Wan knows that Anakin is Vader. Now, of course, they're also talking about more stuff in this article. They're talking about whether he knows he survived or not. That's a completely different discussion. But no, this is from the writer himself. We had to think, what does he really know? Does he know the moniker Vader? What could that mean? Can he associate the two? And you can see that he's just like completely misunderstood what the article is talking about and the quote that they're talking about. And what does Pablo say? It's all pretty transparent. No, what's transparent is what's going on with Lucasfilm right now. Lucasfilm and everyone involved with Disney Star Wars, including the Access Media, is working overtime to try to defend this series that has so many problems and is so divisive. It feels like 2017 because it is 2017 again. We have something divisive that is tearing down, in a lot of people's minds, tearing down a beloved original character from Star Wars. People have a problem with that, and it's about way more than just Moses Ingram's character. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.